Welcome to A Wild and Simple Life. Short and cozy stories for grown-ups. A chance for you to relax, slow down, and escape. I'm Julianne. I read and write all the stories you hear on A Wild and Simple Life. Thank you for listening and for sharing my stories with anyone you know who likes to embrace simplicity and quiet, simple, wild moments. If you need a little more coziness, comfort, and connection, you can head over to awildandsimplelife.com, where you can find the full library from the show and special ways you can support me, plus connect with me privately. Now, it's time to get comfortable, make a warm drink, and get as cozy as you can. This week's story is called The Forgotten Bookstore. It's about stepping into a little bookstore where the smell of aging paper greets you like an old friend. In this tiny shop, amid creaking wooden floors and leather-bound first editions, you find peace and nostalgia. It's time now to put your feet up, slow down, and enjoy this little story. The Forgotten Bookstore. You're strolling down a quiet street on a crisp autumn afternoon, leaves crunching pleasantly underfoot. As you pass by the shops lining the sidewalk, one catches your eye. A little bookstore, nestled between a bakery and a thrift store. Its weathered brick facade hints at decades of stories shelved lovingly within. Curiosity overcomes, you drift closer. The familiar musty scent of aging paper wafts through the cracks around the door, beckoning you inside. Fingers itching to explore long-forgotten tales, you push open the creaky door and step across the threshold. Rows of wooden shelves stretch endlessly towards the tin ceiling, packed from floor to rafters with books of every size and subject. A floorboard protests under your step, as if surprised by the intrusion into this literary sanctuary frozen in time. At the counter, an older gentleman looks up from his book with a nod and a smile. His hands rest gently atop a worn volume, keeping his place amongst its well-loved pages. You return the greeting with a smile of your own. Browsing the aisles, you discover a treasure trove of stories, both familiar and new. Botanical sketches sit alongside weighty encyclopedias from eras past. Novels, poetry, and plays mingle with texts on philosophy, nature, and wonders of the wider world. Lost in exploration, minutes slip by unnoticed. The musty scent of knowledge preserved soaks into your senses, transporting you to simpler times. What gems might you uncover today among the shelves of this magical place? The possibilities lie before you, just waiting to be rediscovered. As you leaf through yellowed pages and trace the outlines of faded letters, memories come flooding back, of childhood adventures between the covers of beloved books, of getting lost for hours in the worlds they contained. Though technology marches ever onwards, for book lovers there is no substitute for the magic of the printed page. A book eventually catches your eye, its cover simple yet striking. You gently lift it from the shelf, the weight of its pages substantial in your hands. Flipping through, you glimpse snippets at what promises to be an engrossing story. You find a cozy armchair and sink into its embrace, a promising stack of options on the table beside you. No need to hurry. You have all the time in the world to find a new adventure, here in this little shop where stories come to life and the outside world fades away. After much deliberation, you settle on 2 timeless classics to add to your little library at home. You take them to the counter to pay, and the shopkeeper delicately wraps them in brown paper and ties them with string. You carefully tuck your newfound treasures into your backpack and bid the shopkeeper farewell for another day. In an increasingly digital world, little bookstores like this one are refuges where we can slow down, unplug, and let imagination carry us away once more. For now at least, we can still find solace nestled between the dusty shelves of an old, forgotten bookstore. So go ahead, step inside. The stories are waiting. Take your time and see where the pages may lead. If you enjoyed this little story with me today, comment below. You may also feel called to share it with someone you care about. I would love that. After all, we can all benefit from and deserve a moment to ourselves to escape and slow down with a very short, simple story. A Wild and Simple Life is a reader and listener supported publication and podcast. To receive new stories and support what I do with ad-free listening, consider becoming a free or premium subscriber over at awildandsimplelife.com. Thank you as always for joining me. Sending love. Until next time.